Welcome back to my channel. This is the voice of mitochondrion. In this video, we'll be looking at day 1 and day 2 2025 UTME chemistry questions. In this video, we'll be explaining and analyzing 2050's UTME questions for students that wrote their exam in first day and second day. The reason for this video is because JAMB repeat questions mostly, and this question will be helpful for those that are writing their exam in subsequent days and years, because I will advise those that are writing their UTME in day 4, day 5, day 6 and day 7 should learn this question very well, because they might see some of the question in their UTME examinations. Now the first question here is, which of these following is a chemical change? A. Melting of ice. B. Boiling of water. C. Rusting of iron. D. Breaking of glass. Now, what is chemical change? Chemical change form a new substance with different property. Now, chemical change is type of change that occur when a new substance is formed. And from this option, C is the most correct answer here, because other option here, new substance are not formed. Boiling of water, no. And melting of ice, new substance are formed. But rusting of iron, new substance are what form. Rust iron is a new substance, and it has different property from what not real iron. You understand? And the process of rusting of iron is irreversible, such as chemical change. By properties of boiling of water, melting of ice can be reversed. Even breaking of your gas can be put together again to form what? The same glass. Now, question 2. What is the oxidation number of sulfur? These questions, I noticed that most of our students saw question on oxidation. Most of their calculation are from what? Oxidation. Calculating oxidation, you look for the valency of both elements that is involved. They say you should look for the oxidation number of sulfur. The A4, B6 plus 6, C minus 2, and D0. Calculating the oxidation number. Now, after you have calculated, you times the valency number, you times it with what? The subscript here. When you do that, you get plus 2 here, and you get minus 8 here. When you do that, doing this, you take sulfur S to what? To the opposite side of the equations. Doing that, you get plus 6 as the oxidation number of sulfur. Now let's go. Question 3. Which of the following gas is not a greenhouse gas? Now, the correct answer here is C, which is for nitrogen gas. The other gas is here, which is A, CO2, B, CH4, C, N2, D, H2O, which is vapor. Now, the correct answer here is N2. The rest gases here are what greenhouse gases. Now let's move to question 4. Which particle has the same proton, electrons, but different neutrons? A. Isomer, B. Isotopy, C. Neon, D. Molecules. Now the correct answer here was isotope. Isotopes have identical protons and electrons, but varies neutrons. Neon have unequal proton and electrons. That's for neon. But for isotopy, they have the same electrons and protons, but varies neutron number. And the correct option here is option B, which is what? Isotope. 5. What is the molar volume of an ideal gas at STP? They will give you molar volume of ideal gas, molar volume of what? At standard temperature and pressure. In this place, the molar volume of ideal gas is 22.4 dm3. In that option, A is what? 22.4 dm3, B is what? 24 dm3, C is what? 1 dm3, and D 2.24 dm3. At STP at 0 degree and 1 atmosphere, the mole of any gases occupy what? 22.4 dm3 as standard volume. Please note that is very, very important. Now, which of these following, for question 6, which of these following represent a covalent compounds? What are covalent compounds? A covalent compound are those compounds that take part in covalent bonding. A. Sodium chloride, it takes place in ionic bonding, which is electrovalent bonding, which involve transferring of an electron. B B manganese oxide, look at it. C H2O. D KC CaCl2, which is calcium chloride. Now the answer is what? Is water. It's only water that here that take place what? In what? Covalent bonding, which involves sharing of electrons between hydrogen and what? Oxygen. Now question 7. Which of this process is endothermic? Now, freezing of water, condensation of steam, dissolution of what? Ammonium chloride in water, combustion of methane. Now, C, dissolution of ammonium chloride in water, which is NH4Cl in water. Endothermic process, they absorb heat, and is only what this process that take place in what? Ammonium chloride what? That absorb heat. Freezing, condensation, and combustion release heat, which they are what? Exothermic reaction. Especially all combustion process is what? Exothermic reaction. Now to question 6. What is the pH of a solution with H plus is equal to 1 times 10 raised to the power minus 4 mole per dm cube? The option here, me using the direct formula without calculator, the pH of an hydrogen neon can be gotten using what? The power. Now the power here is minus 4, and you know, now this pH is just 4. Is what? Is 4. Let's go back. Is 4. The pH here is what? Is 4. Look at it. Now you calculate with the power, and the power here is minus 4. The pH is 4. And if they ask you what is the pH, the pH is what? 14 minus 4, it give you 10. But here they are asking you for the pH of what? Of hydrogen neon. You get, that's where you got it here, which is what? But you can also use this method, but you guys, you tell me if you are using this method using minus log to calculate for it, you might not get the correct answer. You know that's it on that. Now number 9. What is the local names of this CH3, CH2, and OH? Now number 1 is what? Metanoid, ethanoid, propanoid, and butanoid. And you know that the functional group for non is what? Is OH. Now what do you do? What you do here is that you know that the functional group of ethanoid is what? OH. Now what you do now is that you calculate the carbon here. You know that one is methyl. You know that it pro but and pent to 5. That's it. Now you calculate what? You count the carbon here, and you know that the carbon here is 2. Now from there you know that the answer is what? Should be what? Ethanoid. This has 2 carbon with an what? OH group. Ethanoid. That's what the answer. The one with what? The number A here is the one with what? 1 carbon atom, which is metanoid. 2 carbon atom, which is propanoid. 4 carbon atom, which is what? Butanoid. Now let's go to question number 10. Which of these following is an alkyl? Now alkyl group has a formula which is CnH N minus what? 2. When you calculate it, you will know here is only the C here that using that formula you can only get C2H2, because when you multiply 2 by the N, which is 2 times 2 give you 4 minus 2, it will give you 2 here. No, I didn't put it down here, but you can understand with what I just explained. If you're a chemistry student, you should note that. Now, and it has what? A triple bond. All this is what? Alkenes groups and alkyl. You get, just note that. You get, just note that. Using that formula I just gave, which is CnH H2n minus 2. Yeah, you get what? The alkyl group. Now let's move on to question number 10. What is the main oil of aluminium, amite, bauxite, garnelite, and magnetite? Now look at this answer now. Bauxite here is what? The answer here is bauxite, because bauxite is the primary oil of what? Aluminium extractions. Why is the garnelite here is what? Is for lead. You know, amite here also, and the others are for what? Iron ore. Please know that you can go and learn more on ore, because JAMB usually would set questions on it. Now number 12. Which element has the highest electronegativities? The element with highest electronegativities is what? Fluorine. Fluorine is what? Most element with the most electronegatives in the world using what Pauling scale. You can go and study Pauling scale to know for what, for others element too. Now let's go to question 13. What is the formula mass of what? Na2CO3. Please, Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. What do you do with this? Just what you do is that you look for the atomic mass of each element. Now you multiply it by the subscripts and you add everything together, getting that you will get 106. That's the explanation that was given here. I hope this is clear. Now let's move to question number 14. What is the oxidation number of what? Of manganate in what? KMnO4. You get in KMnO4. Now what do you do here? You calculate the oxidation number through the process we have stated before. You just follow the normal procedure. You will get here that the oxidation number of it, manganate in KMnO4, is what? Is 7. You get is 7. It's 7. Now let's move to question number 15. Which of these following is a base? Base. This is a very simple question. I noticed that this year UTME examination is a little bit simple coming to chemistry. Now, which of these following is a base? We have H2SO4, NOH, HCl, CO2. Now, you knowing that the only what base here is what which is sodium hydroxide, which is NOOH. Sodium hydroxide is the only acid base what here is a base release what hydrogen neon. Get that? A base is a substance which is dissolved in water that reduces hydrogen what neon. That's it. Case which is case H2SO4 and KCl are what acid. Why what CO2D is an what acidic oxide. Acidic what or oxide. Now to question number 16. To question number 16. Which of these following show periodicity? Which of these following shows periodicity? Atomic number, isotopy, mass number, neonic energy. Now, which of these following show periodicity? The what show periodicity is what? Neonic what energy, ionization energy. Now, periodic refers to the trend that repeat across period in the periodic table. Ionization energy increase across the periods and decrease down a group, showing clear periodic what trend. Atomic number always increase linearly, while isotopy and masses are specific to what? Alright, to question number 17. Which of these following is not a property of acid? Number 1, A. Salties, B. Turn blue litmus red, react with base, soap filling. All of these are property of acid, except that's what they mean. Some people will even get it wrong, really not checking not here. Understand? Please, there are some key points in your question you need to know. Now, salties is a property of acid. Turn blue litmus red, property of acid. React with base is a property of acid. Now, react with base is a property of acid. No, soapy filling. Filled is not a property of what? Acid. It's not what? Property of acid. Soapy filling is a what? A property of base, not what? Acid. Now to question number 18. The major constituent of natural gas is what? A. Methane, B. Ethane, B. Butane, D. Propane. Now, A. Methane is the correct answer. Natural gas is primarily methane, which takes what? 70 to 90%, with small amount of ethane, propane, and what? Butane. You understand? Because methane takes the higher quantity of what? Of natural gas. Here they said major constituent. Please know that all these are constituents of what? Of gas. From alkenes carbon 1 to what? Carbon 4, they are natural gas. But they're not asking you which of these is what? The major constituent. Please note that is what? Natural is what? Methane. Now to question number 19. What is the neutron number in potassium? Which is 1936. They even give you 19 and 39. And you know that what is neutron number? Neutron number can be gotten by what? Mass number minus what? Atomic number. You understand? The supercube is what? 39, and the subcube is what? 19. And that's the the mass number is always above and why the atomic number is below. When you do that, you get 20, which means 20 is what the neutron number of what potassium, which is key here. Alright, to number 20, it said the process of separating liquid with different boiling points is called A. Filtrations, B. Crystallization, C. Distillation, D. Sublimations. The answer here is what? Distillation. Distillations separate liquid based on different in boiling points, e.g. water and ethanol. Filtration removes solid, you understand, from liquid. Distillation purifies solid, and sublimation converts solid directly to gas. That's just it. It's distillation that separates liquid with different boiling points. Now to question number 21. What is the shape of water molecule? What is the shape of water molecule? A. Linear, B. Tetrahedral, D. Angular, B. Diagonal panel. Now, answer is what? Angular, V shape. Water has 2 neon bond and 2 bond pair, giving it what? A bent angular what? Shape. Now, to get more information on this, go and read shape hybridizations. You can get more information on this or Lewis structure. Now, let's go to question number 22. Which element form basic acid? A. CO2, B. SO2, C. Na2O, D. NO2. The correct answer is what? Na2O. Explanations. Now, Na2O, which is sodium oxide, is a basic acid. React with acid is a basic oxide. React with what? Acid, which is what? Because it reacts with acid is what a base what? Acid. CO2, SO2 and NO2 are what? Acid oxide, which are acid anhydride, because they react with metal to form what? To form acid. They react with hydrogen to form acid. Sorry for that. Now let's go to question number 23. The number of unpaired electrons in an oxygen atom is A. O, B 1, C 2, D 4. Now, answer is what? Though oxygen atomic number has what? Has the oxygen, which has atomic number 8, has the electron configuration of this 1 2s square, 2s square, and 2p4. The 2p subshare has 2 what? Unpaired electron. Please, it has 2 unpaired electrons because each box will take what? 2 electrons, which go in up and down directions. But when it has said it said electron will go single what? Before pairing occur. Now after it has go single, which are 3, going to the 4th one, it remains 2 unpaired electrons. Now the number of electrons in oxygen is what? Is 2. Now to question number 24. Which of these following has giant covalent structure? Is A. Sodium chloride, water, diamond, and methane. Diamond has a 3-shaped network of what? Covalent bond. Now, carbon atom. Sodium chloride is neonic. NO2 and CH4 are what? Simple what? Molecule. They are not what? Giant what? Covalent structure. Now, which of these following gas is monoatomic? A. O2, N2, neon, and what? Cl2. The correct answer is neon, which is what? They are what? Is what? Ideal gas. Noble gas, which is what? Neon, exists as what? Single atoms. While O2, N2, C2 are what? The atomic what? Atoms. Now to question number 26. Which process is used to obtain pure water from salt solutions? Now, pure water for salt solution, we said filtrations, decantation, distillation, crystallization. The answer is what? Distillation. Distillation evaporates and condense water, leaving what? Salt behind. That's just the process. This is what destination evaporate and condense water, leaving what? salt behind. That's the process you can what obtain pure water from what salt water. Filtration resumes solid, while decantation separates immiscible what liquid, and crystallization isolate what dissolved solid. Now before you go, if you have not before we continue, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe and hit up the bell notification button for more video. Now let's go to question number 27. Which best describes solubility of gas in water? A. Increase in temperature. B. Decrease with pressure. C. Increase with pressure. D. Independent of pressure. The correct answer here is what? Increase with pressure. Gas solubility follow Henry's law, which say solubility increase with pressure, e.g. carbonations in what? In soda. Higher temperature usually what? Decrease gas solubility. Please note that. Higher temperature usually what? Decrease gas solubility. Now let's go to question number 28. Which of these following undergo additional reactions? A. Alkenes. B. Alkyne. D. Alkyl. Now, aromatic hydrocarbon. D. Aromatic hydrocarbon. Alkenes have double bonds that will really undergo additional reactions. With bromine, alkenes undergo substitution. Why alkyne and aromatic react under what? Specific conditions. The most correct answer here is what? Alkenes, because they are unsaturated compound and they need, if they have to be saturated, some of them take what? Halogen groups, so that they will what? Be saturated. There is what? Alkenes, which is the correct answer here is what? B. Now to question number 29. What is the empirical formula of compounds with 40% carbon, 6.7% hydrogen, and 53.3% what? Oxygen? Now, using your formula, assuming 100 gram, the total gram is 100, C 40 gram, you understand? Convert to what? To mole. Convert to mole, you divide by each of it, you divide it by what? The atomic what? Mass. Now, when you do that, you get what? Those numbers. The number you get, you now divide it by the smallest of it all. When you divide it by the smallest of it all, you get what? The empirical formula, which is what? C1 H2O1. When you what? One is you don't in math, in any calculation, you don't need to put one. We all know that is one. When you do like this, the correct answer is what? Is B as what? Correct answer. Now to question number 30. The monomers of polyethylene is what? A. Ethene. B. Ethane. B. Propene. D. Methane. Is ethane. Polymer is formed by the polymerization of ethene, which is called what? Monomers. This question always repeats itself every year. Yeah, it's a very popular question. Like they ask it every year, actually. Now let's go to the next question number 30. Which of these methods will liberate oxygen from what? Diluted hydrochloric acid? A. Zinc. B. Iron. C. Copper. D. Magnesium. The correct answer what? Is copper. Copper is below hydrogen what? In hydrogen in the reactivities what? Series. So it cannot displace hydrogen from acid. Zinc, iron, and magnesium are all above hydrogen and will react with HCl to what? Produce what? Hydrogen gas. Please note that, because a copper is lower than what? Is below what? Hydrogen in what? Reactivity series. It cannot displace what? Hydrogen. But other elements here, they can displace what? Hydrogen. That's why what? C is what? Is correct. Please, to get more information, you can go to and learn about what? Reactivity series. Now to questions number 32. The device used to measure atmospheric pressure is called what? A. Thermometer. B. Barometer. C. Hydrometer. And D. Manometer. Answer is what? Barometer. Now, barometer measure atmospheric what? Pressure. Thermometer measure temperature. Hygrometer measure what? Humidity. And what? Manometer measure what? Gases what? Pressures. All these options, please learn them. You can see they can give you another question asking you that which device used to measure gas pressure. They can say which device used to measure temperature. Please note those explanations. Now let's move to question number 32. The compound that decolorized bromine water is what? 2-ethane, B-ethane, C-methane, D-ethanol. The answer is what? 13. It's an unsaturated hydrocarbon that reacts with bromine water and with two additional reaction, causing the orange color would disappear. Saturating compound like ethane and methane don't react. Please note that they don't what? They don't take place in additional reaction because they are saturated. Please, saturated compound don't take place in additional reaction. They only take place in substitutional reactions. Now, question number 34. What is the major constants of air by volumes? A. Oxygen, B. Nitrogen, C. Carbon dioxide, D. Argon. The correct answer is what? Nitrogen. Air is approximately 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1 other gases like argon and CO2. Get the major constant of air is what? Nitrogen. 35. Which of these following is an atmospheric oxide? A. Na2, ZNO, CO2, SO2. Number is what? Zinc oxide. Look at it now. Atmospheric oxide reacts with both acid and base. That's just it. Atmospheric oxide are oxide that react with acid and base. Now, zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid. ZNO2 reacts with hydrochloric acid, and sodium hydroxide base is a what? Is a base. While CO2 and SO2 are what? Acidic. Please know that atmospheric oxide, I use some like acronym. I use SLANT, SLANT to remember them. Zinc is among, lead is among, aluminium is among, and tin is among. Please note that, very important. Now let's go to question number 36. A solution that resists change in pH is what? A. Salt, B. Base, C. buffer, and D. acid. The correct answer here is what? Buffer. Buffer maintains pH by neutralizing added acid or base to equilibrium reactions. Note this, the action is what? Buffer. Now let's go to question number 37. Which of these is an extensive property of matter? A. Pressure, B. Temperature, C. Mass, D. Density. Now, extensive property depend on quantity. Get that? Depend on what? On quantity. Is temperature quantity? No. It depends what? Intensive property depend on quantity, which are mass and volume. Intensive property, which is A, B, D, are independent what? Of amount. They don't depend on what? On volumes. That's why the answer is what? Is C, which depend on what? On volume. Please, which depend on what? Intensive property. That's why they are is what? C, which is what? Mass. Now let's go to question number 38. In redox reaction, the oxidizing agent is what? Is reduced. Reduce is the answer. Please note that. Why the reducing agent is oxidized? That is very what? Important. Oxidizing agent gains electrons and they are reduced. Why causing oxidation of what? Another species. Please note that when they what? Oxidize other species, they become what? Reduced. The answer here is what? A, which is reduced. Now, the tetrasulfate 6 acid is commonly known as what? Sulfuric acid. That's very what? Important. That's very what? Important. Please note that it's sulfuric what? Acid. Now, let's go to question number 40. Which of these following is used as dry agent for acidic gas? Dry agent for acidic gas. This is very important. I think. Please know that. You understand? Know that is H2SO4. Please know that. The answer is what? Is NOOH, which is sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and this. You understand? Please note that. Please note that. The answer is what? Is D, which is what? H2SO4. Consider H2SO4 is a dehydrating agent that does not react with acid like what? Calcium, like what? As hydrogen chloride. You understand? Base AB will react with acidic gas. Please note that. Now to question number 41. In electrolysis, the electrode at which oxidation occurs is what? The anode. That's very important. Oxidation loss of electrons always occur at the anode and reduction at what? At the cathode. Please note that A is what? Cathode, B anode, C electrolyte, and D salt bridge. Please note that. That is what's very important. Now to question number 42. Wow, this is the product formed when Na reacts with cold water is what? Is what? Is what? Is sodium hydroxide and what? Hydrogen gas. Please note that sodium hydroxide and what? Hydrogen gas. Sodium hydroxide and what? Hydrogen gas. Please carry out the reaction. You will see the reactions here. I think it's not showing on my screen. Now, violent with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. The answer is A. Now, 43. Which substance contains both neolic and covalent bonds? Now is what? Ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride's covalent bond with what? N with what? Ammonium, and neolic bond between what? Ammonium what? And chlorine. You get? That's just it. The answer is what? C. Number 44. Which method is stable for separating a mixture of iron, filling, and what? Sulfur powder? A. Sublimations, B. Evaporations, C. Magnetic separation, D. Filtration. The process is what? Magnetic separation. Iron filling, we attract it. Iron is a magnetic and can be separated using what? A magnet. The other will not work for this mixture. The correct answer is what? Magnetic separation. Number 45. What color is litmus in alkaline solutions? Is blue. Litmus turn blue in base, alkaline solution, and red what? In acid. Please note that. Question number 46. Which of these following has the highest boiling point? You know, let me say water. Water has the highest boiling point because of the hydrogen bond. You understand? Because of the hydrogen bond, giving it what? Anomalous what? High boiling point compared to similar what? Side molecule. Is what? Hydrogen, because of hydrogen bond involved what? In the process. Now let's go to question number 47. What is the electronic configurations of calcium? Z is equal to 20. Now, the electronic configuration of calcium with what? Atomic number 20 is what? 2882, which is A. Look at the explanation here. Look at the arrangement here. Calcium electron what? Arrangement is, please get it. We simplify to what? 2882. Please understand this. Now to number 48. Which of these following is what? Hydrocarbon is saturated. Which of these following hydrocarbon what? Is saturated? A. Ethene, B. ethyl, B. ethene, B. benzene. Ethene is what? Saturated hydrocarbon having only a single bond. Ethene, ethyl, and benzene are what? All saturated because they are what? Double, triple, and what? Double bond. Question number 46. Which hydrogen is least reactive with iodine? Or that? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and what? Iodine. Reactivity decrease down the groups, and what? Fluorine, from fluorine to chlorine, from bromine and iodine. Iodine has the least reactive hydrogen what? Listed. So number 50, the last but not the least. An isotope of hydrogen with 1 proton and 2 neutrons is called what? Protiums, deuterium, and tritium. Please, the hydrogen ion. The answer is what? Tritium, which is what? C. Tritium has 1 protons and 2 electrons. Protium has no neutrons, and deuterium has 1 what? Neutrons. If you enjoy watching this video, I want you to subscribe, like, and hit up the bell notification buttons for more videos. See you in my next video. Thank you.